I feel bad for Will. I may be a little baked, but I can't stop laughing at this. What's your favorite question to ask someone to get to know them better? How did you got into insert any passion/hobbies? So, how did you get into checks notes, spending 18 years in prison for manslaughter? If you have a friend who is a criminal, this question might be good to ask. Story time, for I wished I asked this question to a date once. It got to a question where I asked her where'd she like to go on vacation. Her, oh, I can't go anywhere. Me, sure you can, everyone likes to travel. Her, shows her ankle bracelet affixed by a uniformed officer. To think I would have clued at some point into why she wanted to have drinks in the bar beneath her place. I just thought she wanted close proximity for reasons. Seriously though, if you are talking to someone about why they went to jail, that is probably a subject to approach very delicately and not right off the cuff. It might be something they harbor a lot of shame or anger about. Not jail, but very well could have been, ended up probation for the next year. My answer would be honest as well as a plea to never fall down the same path. All your friends aren't criminals. I'd borrow from David Sedaris and go with when's the last time you saw a monkey? I was at a book signing with my wife and David Sedaris asked me, have you ever hit her out of anger? My reply was no, not out of anger, which got a chuckle out of him, and that's a good answer. Making David Sedaris laugh might be one of my prouder moments in life. One time the little girl I was babysitting just casually looked at me and asked, "You see any turtles today?" And I was like, no I haven't. Did you see any turtles today? And she said nope and went back to what she was doing. My husband and I still occasionally ask each other, you see any turtles today? Have you read any good books recently? Oddly, this makes people really excited about a book they are reading or sad that they haven't read one lately. Haha, I love books, and anytime my boyfriend casually asks about whatever it is I'm reading, he has to deal with me talking about it for a good hour. I also love books and my partner never asks about what it is I'm reading, but they have to deal with me talking about it for a good hour anyway, lol. Shit, Ayumi. So what are you reading? Their 3 wishes. What was the best response you heard and how they spent those wishes? I wish that my next wishes don't count against my total wish amount. First wish is that the genie forgets how to count. You can't wish for infinite wishes, but you can wish for infinite genies. Cut out the middleman. All you gotta do is wish to able to change all the rules of wishing, then change the rules so that you can wish for infinite wishes, then wish for infinite wishes independent of the genie, then set the genie free. No meta wishes. I like the idea of a genie who isn't beholden to the usual rules and can nope out at their discretion. Wow Kyle, I was just trying to hook you up, but you're kind of being a crazy Scrooge with trying to scam more wishes out of me. Forget it. I went to a music outing with this girl I recently started seeing, and her friend was ditched, so we said that he could join us. When trying to get to know each other better, he asked me what my favorite breakfast food was. We had a solid 15-minute conversation about French toast and different toppings and how an egg should be prepared depending on how you had spent your previous evening. Great icebreaker. What's your favorite breakfast food? I don't really eat breakfast, to be honest. Yeah, mine is an omelette. I used to. 1. What is your everyday superpower, i.e. my so always gets amazing parking, always picking the fastest line at the supermarket? 2. What's in the trunk of your car right now? This leads to hilarious answers in my experience. 1. I can burp at will. 2. 24 feet of battery cable, wrenches, a couple plastic bags. I gotta rewire the power inverter in my semi-truck. Thick battery cable is expensive. I feel bad for Will. I may be a little baked, but I can't stop laughing at this. Someone I know took a psych test for a work application and one of the questions was, do you look at your poo before you flush? He asked us around the office and it was funny how divided we were and how passionate we all were about our reasoning. I often think about that. And related, do you look at the TP after you wipe? I didn't realize until my BF had a long convo about this with his friends, but apparently there are some people who don't check. And not only that, they thought he was weird for checking. What insanity is this? How do you know when you're done wiping? It takes 3 wipes to know it only took 2. You have your butler tell you. Usually with a little pat on the cheeks and saying all done. What are you really terrible at? Small talk. Forced conversation, my favorite. If it's someone you have just met, you really don't have much of a choice, other than small talk. Unless you wanna pull a Larry David and try to escalate it to medium talk lol. Not a question, but more of an icebreaker game. It's called Make It or Break It. So basically, picture your perfect match. This person is personally perfect for you in every way possible. Like you would marry them on the spot. So they're perfect for you in every way except I named one thing about them that makes them not perfect for you, and you have to say whether that would be a deal breaker. Does it make it or break it? So here's a few examples. Make it or break it. They're perfect for you in every way except they always wear the color green. They will never not wear the color green. Different shades of green are fine, but every single piece of clothing they will ever wear for the rest of their lives will be at least 95% green. Even at like funerals. Make it or break it. They only eat pizza ever. Make it or break it, they will never drink. Make it or break it. For one day once a month, every month on the exact same day, they leave town for the whole day. But they never tell you where they're going or what they're doing, and they never will. If you ask them about it, they say you just have to trust me. If you try to sneak and find out what they do every month, bum relationship over, you're dead to them. Make it or break it, whatever they eat, they drown the whole thing in ketchup, and they always will. Even ice cream. They carry around a little travel ketchup bottle just in case they eat at a place without ketchup. They'll never change. Make it or break it, they hate animals. NSFW. Make it or break it, they've sucked 500 dicks. Make it or break it, they want an open relationship. Make it or break it, whatever thing you're most passionate about, no matter how hard you practice at it, they will always naturally be better than you. Bonus. And they don't really even care about the thing they're good at, it's just kinda made to them. These are examples I've come up with collectively over time while playing with people. They can be serious or goofy scenarios and you can play with anyone. It's a super fun game that you can pull out anytime it starts to get awkward, and eventually you and the person are going back and forth coming up with new make it or break it scenarios. A nice bonus is that if you're flirting with someone, you can gauge what they're looking for in a relationship and sort of test your chemistry/compatibility. If you'd want me to know only one fact about you, what would it be? It started a lot of interesting convos over the years. My anxiety spiked just reading that question. My anxiety needs someone to post possible answers to each of these questions so I can actually learn from these. One thing you can do is flip back the question to them, cause then they can set the tone for what type of answers you can give. Otherwise you can try bringing up your anxiety, but I don't really know how easy that is for you to do, of course, because the most important thing to do when answering these types of questions is to remain genuine even if you're a bit awkward about it. Depends on the purpose of getting to know them. If I want to know them well on a personal level and decide if I want to continue knowing them, I might ask something a little more personal like about past relationships or what they like to do for fun. Honestly though, I often just pay a lot of attention to how they interact with me and others, and their answers to others. So, where would you hide a body if you had to? Is this a date or is this about that missing bus? So, where would you hide a body if you had to? Is this time critical? Because I know a guy. The problem with hiding the body is most people don't dig deep enough. What's your oldest memory? The answer to the question by itself may actually not reveal a lot, but usually it gets people talking about their childhood, or at the very least the happier parts of it. My oldest childhood memory is actually not too happy. Although I just don't know which one is older. The Nintendo one or the having pretty strong illness one. But say, just right there, I can tell you're the kind of person that likes to give other people just enough information to prompt the next question. I like to ask people what their story is. It always catches them off guard. I love it because they can tell me what they feel comfortable telling me. Sometimes people have opened up about mental health issues. Sometimes all I get is I was offered a job and here I am. Both responses are very telling of their character. Do you smoke? If the person answers no, then I know they are relatively health conscious. If they say yes, then I learn they are a smoker and that can lead to more conversations. And if they ask me smoke what, I know they are a pothead and that we can be friends automatically. LMFAO smoke what? Can confirm, was pothead and occasionally partake to this day. I don't smoke but I am not health conscious. I just don't like the smell. Asking questions using the Ford method can really be an icebreaker and a way to carry on conversation when getting to know people. Ford stands for family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Each topic takes you a step deeper in getting to know the person. Obviously, you'll want to ask multiple questions on a given topics before going to the next. Family, not yet. Occupation, accounting, recreation, reading. It feels as if we know so much about you, always making interesting videos for you to see, uploading daily to keep the entertainment coming. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.